Cari amici sportivi, it has been a while, and Gio joining us from the end. You know what, Gio? I'm sorry. You're gonna have to follow the cue. There we go. There we go.
And he gets the fuck out of here.
Gio's coming back, gentlemen. It's been a while. It's been a while since I saw everybody, and El Mercato has happened. Whether it be for us Milanistas, Steve, Strasbourg Steve, he likes Lazio, he likes Newcastle, but we're gonna get his opinion after all, after after all this. But gentlemen, I want to start off with this. And I'm on the page that results is all that counts.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, Dave. I'm gonna ask you this first. Right now, Reindeers is coming. Rudolph Reindeer is coming. Lofton Cheeks, Pulisic. This Mercato, has it been different for you? And again, results are all accounts, but do you feel a difference in this Mercato? Musa, we're going to look at different articles on sports media said, but how have you been feeling in this Mercato season?
Oh, it's very different because there's new people on top, and you see their effect right away. Now, would this happen if Maldini was still here? Would it have been this aggressive that they're getting all these players right away? Honestly, I don't know. But this is definitely a different Mercato. I've never seen so many players being talked about and being signed right away. Usually you hear about this and it goes on for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then right before the fucking clock strikes zero, we finally signed one player. We signed three players or four, I think. How many we get? No, four technically with Luca Romero. So guys, we're getting a bench, we're getting starters, we're getting this, we're filling in the holes that we've had. It's a different Mercato, and I'm liking it. Look what I wrote under my name. Give Cardinale a chance. In the end, if he gets us the results, I don't think anyone's going to be. They're still going to have a sour taste in their mouth for what happened to Maldini and the Tonali exit. But in the end, the Tonali exit and maybe the Maldini exit is the reason why we won a Scudetto next year. We can't really see. We can never see the future, but it's looking kind of bright. It's already doing a lot of moves that have been done now in the last month than Maldini's ever done since the beginning. He's just taking a bit of time.
No, very well said. And I love guys like Steve in our Patreon group that, is a Lazio fan, is a Newcastle fan, a Strasbourg fan. But Steve, how you're seeing this from the outside? Like, the Tonali signing, Lazio letting go of Milinkovic Savic, looking at we're going to be talking about the Lukaku fiasco right now, but talk to us, buddy, from the outside. What say you?
I think you guys are in a stage where your first two moves, kind of from a PR standpoint, now it's like you dug yourselves a hell of a hole, but you're slowly creeping back up onto good relations and whatnot. Pulisic move is an interesting gamble. I thought Chelsea could have sold him for a bit more, so that's a good chance. I think Loftus-Cheek. I would still look to bring in a starter in terms of midfield, but Reinders, for me, from what I've started as at Alkmaar for about 2-3 years, I loved what I've seen. Very important for Alkmaar, certainly. So I think you're doing all right, and you found a better backup, Sportiello to Tatarashanu, which might not seem like a huge deal at first, but considering Maignan has had some injury problems for you guys, that backup goalkeeper spot might be seeing more action than people really perceive. And you can use the injury record of Maignan to justify that. About Loftus-Cheek, I think, like I said, the injuries have really haunted him. He was going to be a top player. The year Chelsea won the Europa League, was scoring goals from midfield, a physical presence, box to box. He looked real good. He had an ACL injury in a friendly before the Europa League final, which I was actually there for because it was a game at Gillette Stadium an hour away. So he got injured, and it was a bad one. And he just hasn't been the same since. But I think in the Serie A, different league, whatever, maybe there could be an impact, to be honest. And you needed midfield reinforcements anyways. And the price you got him for, that's not bad. So I think it's decent, man. I think it's decent. There's still some more things for you guys to address, I think, but you're moving in a good direction. You're moving in a good direction.
It's a good perception, a good view from the outside. Not wearing red and black glasses. Gio, I can see that you ran out of hair gel, and you got that. Look, you got that morning hair. What's going on, buddy? Follow a member of the Milan Weekly Podcast Network. Gio, what say you about it? How you feeling
Nah,
after all this?
nah, I just got done taking the shower, Vinny. I had to cut the grass. I got burned up, man. It's like 90 degrees already out here in
Oh,
California. But nah, Vinny, I mean the Mercato's the Mercato, but can you give me some real Italians, not this AI bullshit that just because he has a passport, he's Italian. No, no, no. Give me some real Italians. We need more because and then our squad depth is but other than that, I mean, they're getting deals done. And if they give me a right wing and we perform, now it's just seeing the team on the pitch. That's when I'm gonna judge it. I'm not Fabio with the Pulisic speedos and all that running, saying I'm a real American. No, 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 no. I have to see because you know what? The badge, the colors weigh a lot, Vinny. Remember, Andre Silva was supposed to be the heir to Cristiano Ronaldo. And what happened? He came and he dropped the bet. Paquetá was supposed to be the second coming of Kaká. He had a good little spell. Then we probably didn't use him right. Not here nor there. But you know what? A lot of players that have been generational have come to Milan, and the badge is too heavy. The colors are too heavy, Vinny. So now I have to see what's going on the pitch. Pulisic, if he stays healthy, I think we could do good. But I'm so glad to have a Flying Dutchman, Vinny. It's been long. It's been a long time. The last one that I remember was Irby Emanuelson.
wow.
Do you remember any other Flying Dutchman?
If you have to remember Flying Dutchman and Miloson in the same
right.
sentence, we got problems. But Alex, what's you, man? How have you been since the Maldini out, Cardinale out to now? I think personally that the team has moved much more quickly in the Mercato since, and again, Maldini, I love him. I'm trying to think about on a business point. It's been a while that we've signed supposedly all these players. Would be Lofton Cheeks or Reindeers. It just seems like we're attempting. We're attempting. Alex, what say you, man?
I don't know. It's hard to think ahead. We want to see our team doing great. We got all these players. We've also done this plenty of times in history where we've turned our team around and it hasn't worked out. Chelsea did it last year. So you're just buying a team doesn't work. What's going to be important and kind of where I have my concerns is this is all on Pioli right now. Ibra's gone. There's no leader in the room that's going to be as strong as Ibra right now. Pioli's going to have to take this team of, guys that failed elsewhere with chips on their shoulders that are coming to help us out, trying to get, a reinvigoration in their career before the World Cup. And he's going to have to put together tactics to make this team work together. So that's where I'm right now. It's a put up and see. And, if Pioli goes in the first 10 games, it's not going to be the team's fault. It's all his fault. It's all his plate right now to basically create some tactics. I think he's got to change his formation, which what they're talking about, the 4-3-3, because this team's not going to work in what he was playing last year. But my fear is that he'll have a bad game or two and he'll revert back and the players won't be able to play that formation.
All right, so Alex is Mr. Positivity. As you can see him, Husney has got to him, and way too much negativity on there, saying that maybe, Pioli's going to, try something new. He's going to go back and on. You're always the voice of reason. Talk to us. Are you on the Alex side? Or are you on the still wait and see kind of side? What say you, man?
I mean, besides the bad way we handled Maldini and the departure and everything, after the dust settled down a little bit and after the emotion settled down a little bit, also after the Tonali sales, they're not making bad moves on the Mercato. They're making low-key good signings. They're not extra top players, but in terms of functionality for a team, I think they're getting the perfect players to play in a system that's going to work for Italy and probably maybe in the Champions League. And they're not done yet. Nobody said they're not getting any more players. Latest report is they're gonna get at least 4 more players that are needed. So maybe it's time to give them a little bit of chance because only 15 days passed since the Mercato opened. And as you said, we are moving a lot faster than we moved last season on the Mercato. We know we have a target. We try to get that target. And for now, at least till today, they're doing a very good job. We are close to a couple more signings, and they said they want to try to give Pioli as complete team as possible before he goes to the US tour. So I'm expecting, besides Reindeer, at least maybe 1 or 2 signings before they go to the US on Friday. And after that, it's all gonna be on Pioli. How he's gonna manage to implement them into the team, what kind of formation he's gonna play. So the only worry we're gonna have is Pioli, because from the players we got, there's some narrative that Ruben Loftus-Cheek is injury prone. That's not true. If you're gonna go and see his injury history, in reality, he's not that injury prone. Only one is Pulisic, who had problems in the last 2 seasons, but still managed to play a decent amount of games. So in the end, it's all gonna be on Pioli. Either he's gonna manage to integrate the team well and to implement his new ideas, because they're talking about formation change, and that formation, I think, it will suit us a lot more than the 4-2-3-1. If we play with 3 midfielders, we're gonna have more stability in the midfield. We're not gonna get dominated by other teams when we play, and it's gonna free up a little bit space for the wings to hit on the counter attack. So again, we have to be a little bit patient and wait, see what they're gonna do till the end of the Mercato.
I like what you're saying, like, like feet on the ground. Let's see what happens. And guys, I've been very adamant about the results is all that counts. Whether it be, all the guys that we signed so far, results is all that counts. And I wanted to pull up some sports media set. Well, obviously, we're gonna talk about tennis, but I wanted to ask you guys about the stories that we've been reading. David, la Juve insiste per Kessie, nuovi contatti con Barcelona. I wanted to ask you this first. Do you put any truth to this? And would you take it bad if Kessie went to Juventus?
I wouldn't take it bad at all, because listen, the guy tried. He told Milan from the get-go, yes, kissing the badge, this, that. He says he wants to go try and experience somewhere else. Fine. Went to Barcelona, couldn't get 2 minutes to even tie his shoes. The guy is a hell of a player. I miss him dearly. I think we all miss him at Milan. We needed him last year in the center defensive mid role. It was ridiculous how much the void he left. Is there any truth to it? Listen, I do see this truth, because Juve is in shambles. They need a team and a half. They're missing so many key players. They need signings, whatever. They're making the least amount of moves, as opposed to them in Napoli, barely making it. And Napoli have sold, and Juve is just trying to clear up all the garbage that they have left. Truth be told, I know that he gave an interview saying that if he has to leave, he would love to try the Premier League, but Serie A would be his last stop afterwards. And if he has to come back to Italy, I'm not sure what kind of relationship he still has with Milan. If they left on bad terms, maybe him and Pioli are still on good terms, whatever. Because in the end, Pioli has the power right now, as I can see by everything. So if Pioli calls him back, like Alex is call me maybe from Pioli, you never know. You never know what might happen. If he goes to Juve, it's gonna sting, because I love that player. But am I gonna be upset about it if they give him the money that he wants, or he was making close to a thing? Who's gonna say no to it? In the end, it's all about money.
From an outsider, Steve, if
Yes.
I try to look at it as if Kessie went to Juve, or if we would have to get Kessie back, we left him for a free and we're paying money to get him back. I have a problem with that. But from an outsider, where would you see Kessie go this year?
Where I think he'll end up is, I don't think he'll end up at Juve. I could see him going to probably somewhere like, I think of somewhere like Chelsea. I think Chelsea might be, because I think, you know what, they need They need some more defensive-minded midfielders. Like Enzo, that's a guy from what I saw at Benfica, bro. He needs to. I want him a bit more forward. And if they don't, the Caicedo thing for me, who knows? That saga's been all over the place. I think if the Caicedo thing for whatever weird reason doesn't happen, Kessie would be the guy I think they'll go for. Where I think he should go to, is probably. I mean, definitely out of Barca because he's just not favored there, and they got loads of midfielders anyways. They don't really play with a true CDM, which is what I think Kessie can do. He can play box to box, but I think more of a true CDM is probably a bit more fair reflection of his talents. Regardless, I think Napoli could use him. I think Napoli could definitely use him. That's where I would probably recommend he goes. Or for you guys, I think that would be again. If you guys need a true CDM, I think you could really benefit with that. Whether it happens, I don't know. But
the problem is, and like Gio, I'm gonna ask this to you, like from Steve's questions, like, would you take Kessie back and ping him to come back? I think I don't know. It's the fact of leaving him to go for free and then actually have to pay him back. Like, I have a problem with that. Like, would you accept him, Kessie? Like, yes, he is Frank Kessie, but what do you see for the future of Frank Kessie?
Sorry, Vinny. Before I answer that question, before Fabio actually kills me, shout out to on Tuesday night we're having a special a show with AC Milan NYC, fan club. So we're doing that with big guns out there, Beppe, this guy. I think he puts Strasbourg Steve to shame, because he has like 20,000 jerseys. I know Strasbourg got like 1,000, but this guy got 20,000 match worn socks, shorts, everything. But to me, Vinny, so tune in for me. Kessie, I don't want to go. He said that he was gonna sign, and then he did all that stuff. Kessie is a stripper at Magic City. That he's gonna go where the money tells him to go. So that's my last thought on Kessie. To me, I'd rather get Graven Birch, to be honest with you. Have another Flying Dutchman.
All right. Okay, so we got, Alex. I wanna ask you about this year. Let me scroll down the page. And we're talking about, Milan sprint Musa fissato summit con il Valencia. C'è il rilancio. So seems to be us that we're going back to Musa. What say you, man? What do you think? Is we need to believe any of this, or do you think in consideration? What say you, man?
I don't know. We're Milan. We're linked to so many players all the time. Like, when I start hearing more rumors, like, we're actually talking to the teams, we're actually talking to the players, we've got verbal agreements going. It's too much. Like, as Milan, like, you'd be looking at 40 different players all the time, even though we have no money to spend, just because we're Milan and everyone's linked to us, right? So in terms of Musa, I think the kid's good. I haven't watched him last year, but I watched some of the highlights since we've been into him for the last couple months. But yeah, I don't know. I think in terms of that position, we definitely need to fortify the wings. I don't know, like, us telling Salamakers to go walk, I don't know if I fully agree with that. I think we should have told, or found a way to get Macias to get out of there, Salamakers to say, like, hey, we've done well for you. Be good backup. You'll get your starting opportunities in different cup games and stuff. And if there's injuries, but I think it's a bold move right now. Hopefully they got something big in the wings coming out, but to kind of tell Salamakers, hey, like, be happy with what you got or get walking, I think is a little premature for that based on the information we have, at least as outsiders.
That's very well said. And you know what? Yep. It's been on the comments. It's been on the chat. I need to ask, guys. I want you to take your red and black glasses off and on. If the deal is right, would you take Lukaku or Milan? Don't lie. I want you to talk. Take the glasses off. Lukaku.
I mean, depends on the price. 40 million, no.
Okay. Okay,
For
let me
the right
rephrase
place,
this.
for
If the deal is right, and it's actually too good to be true, would you take Lukaku?
yeah, of course, we need that type of a striker.
Okay, good.
No
No,
matter
because
what happens,
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm
Lukaku
with
is a
you.
quality striker. No matter what anybody says. Even though last season he started poorly in the Serie A, in the second part of the season he was one of Inter's key players. He knows how to score goals.
You know, a lot of guys are saying nope, not really. And I'm gonna say some guys have said that they remember Lukaku's missed shots more than he's actually scored. But guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but when Inter went on their fucking streak that they were not losing a game, Lukaku was a big part of that. You know, look, we're just talking. We're just talking.
Yeah.
Dave, would you take Lukaku
And
at the right price?
in a fucking heartbeat.
Okay.
In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Anyone that says no is
Steve is just
talking-
eager. He's just eager to answer this
is
question.
just talking with the heart of Milan. Now Steve is gonna have a good point to say. Let me point this way. Steve's gonna have a good point to say because he's not a Milan fan and he's outside and he could give his perspective, and I always respect that. But Milan hasn't had a good quality striker since God knows when. Giroud is just a freak of nature, just like Zlatan. For his age and still able to do what he does, is top notch. But to have a striker like Lukaku and have Giroud, that for me is good. If we could get it, but like I said, at the right price. Not only the right price, is salary. And I don't think Milan has two major obstacles: salary and the
We're just talking, right? We're just
But
talking.
like I said, if he says I'm willing to go under Leao just to say that Leao is a top player, a top guy thing, which is never gonna happen. If he says I'll take the pay cut and he comes at a good price, who would say no to that? No team is gonna say no to the right price. It's just
And
that
there's-
if you say sorry, Vinny, if you say oh no, I wouldn't take him because he was an Interista. What are you gonna say about Inzaghi? What are you gonna say about Seedorf? What are you gonna say about Pirlo? They're all fucking Interistas. They're Baggio, Zlatan,
R9.
exactly, everybody. So you cannot say that. You cannot use that for the Milanista that have the glasses, like you said. You can't say that, and the people from the outside, you cannot give that. Is there other quality strikers out there? Yes, but again, for the right price. In the end, if we have to spend all that money on one player, we need wingers. We need a striker. We're gonna have to wait. It's the waiting game now because we don't know. Now we have three obstacles. We have to find the striker, winger, and now even the non-EU fucking players and this and that. The obstacles of signing American players and non. Oh my god, I never knew it was so complicated. Now I understand a bit. It's actually more clear.
the only thing I'm not ashamed. Ashamed is a big word, but not having as many Italian players on the Milan team. But Steve, let's talk about Lazio.
Sorry, Steve, sorry, Vinny. When Inter won the tripletta, how many Italians did they have on the team?
I'm not talking about fucking
Two?
Inter. I'm talking about my
one,
beloved
yeah.
Milan.
I know. I'm just trying to say yes.
This guy just wants Dutchman. This guy down here just wants Dutchman. So
I
exactly.
I agree. I want Italians on the team, but
Okay, so let's ask Steve as a Lazio. Steve, what would you do? What would have to happen for you to accept Lukaku as one of your strikers?
Bring in Thomas Frank, who plays two up top. It's as simple as that. That's the sporting reason why I would say no. I don't even care about the Milan Inter thing because Davey just said a bunch of good players that play for both. So whatever. He has been, when he's been successful as a striker as of recent years. I don't care about West Brom. I don't care about Everton. That was years ago where he was playing up top alone, whatever. He, right now, at Inter was successful when with Lautaro Martinez or with Dzeko or whoever, when he had a guy to feed off of on the break, muscle off, and then a guy to run in behind, particularly when it's two up top. So if I was a club like Brentford and you could get someone like Lukaku, character aside, which is the biggest reason why I wouldn't, if I were a Brentford, I would take a gamble on that. Why not? With Mbuemo, if Tony's going out the door, maybe that would be sick. But the problem is that Maurizio Sarri doesn't play with two up top, and neither does Pioli, to my knowledge of throughout his career. So that's the sporting reason why I wouldn't take Lukaku up there. I just don't think the style of play necessarily works for him, but that's just me. Look, I'm a simple guy. Like when a guy does well in a certain system or a club or whatever, well, let's look at the circumstances and try to mirror that if he's making a move out. Right, you can take a risk, and obviously this stuff is not black and white and whatnot. But I think two up top suits Lukaku the best when he's playing up top on his own, like he did with Chelsea, for example. His latest move outside of a two up top, he was on fire initially in the first few games for Chelsea, but then after that, when the service didn't come or when they didn't play to his strengths with another guy alongside him, invisible.
I like everybody's opinion. Gio, let's be honest here. If he became available, Lukaku, would you?
Nah, Vinny, we need to get younger in that striking department. He's gonna be 31. Yeah. I'd rather, if I'm gonna shell out 40 million, I'll get it for Vlahovic. He needs to come.
Vlahovic is 90 million, by the way.
No, Vlahovic, his stock is transfer market said he's worth 30 million, so he's worth
no, 70 million, easy 70.
He hasn't done nothing at a top club, so he's not worth nothing.
Gio, you're not answering my question. I'm
not taking Lukaku. I want younger players. I want a younger striker.
Okay.
Because what's going to happen?
Let me rephrase that.
Bring up Shane's recent comment. That's hilarious. Bring up Shane's recent comment. Oh, my God.
What did Shane say over there? Pioli plays two up top. He does it from the 85th minute. Yes. But Shane is a negative guy. But, Gio, seriously. If he was made to be available at a cheap price, you wouldn't take him? Be honest. Come on, man.
No, Vinny. Vinny. He's going older, and Pioli, like when we won the Scudetto, remember we did like a half press. Bro, he's gonna break down. His body is not lean. Like the only person that can get the best out of Lukaku is Conte. Because he had him like ripped. He was ripped. He had zero body fat. Like it was crazy.
There was Conte's medical team, his trainer, that was with him, that got him into shape. And the second Conte left with him, that's when Lukaku got big and everything again. Apparently, it's this guy. They said, Inter fans said, we have to thank this guy. And apparently, he was the guy that put him to the craziest workouts, him and the whole team. And that's why they won the Scudetto that year. They were just like unstoppable.
And Conte, what does Conte also do? He plays with two up top.
Yeah.
And what does also Conte do? What does Conte do really well? Because Conte himself is a very, very flawed, crazy character. When you work with another person that has that character problems, whatever you want to say about Lukaku, which he clearly does, they thrive together for whatever reason. Diego Costa, another example of a character.
Fadi says, hell no, even if he came for free and Chelsea paid his salaries. Fadi, I'm sorry.
You crazy.
If he came for free and Chelsea paid his salary, I would gladly take him on his team. That's my opinion. Alex, would you?
Vinny, if Lukaku paid his wages and he watered the pitch after the game, I wouldn't take him. Man, he just doesn't like Steve's rank for all those reasons. For Steve's reasons, he doesn't fit our system. We'd have to rebuild our whole team around him. Second, like we're just not deep enough, like an Inter, where Lukaku can kind of be inconsistent in the team and then have his big moments. Inter, as much as we hate them, they've had the deepest team for the last 2 years in the Serie A. They got strikers like crazy. They got so many midfielders that can take up space and control the ball. We don't have that. We need a team that's like a cohesive unit where everyone's kind of, putting together the synergistic energy and all that good stuff, right? Lukaku won't work for us. He'd be too polarizing. And you would notice every wrong thing he does because we would have so much weight on that guy's shoulders.
Here's the real question for me, and Vinny, I'll take over your host role for 2 seconds. For you guys, if you did get Lukaku, is he worth rebuilding the formation and the way you guys play for? If you played with two up top and wing backs that'll fly up and that are good finishers, aka like a Dumfries, for whatever people say about Dumfries,
I'm gonna.
Is it worth?
It's like for me, honestly, to that question that if Lukaku would come on a free and they will pay a salary, I would take him 150%
and play 4-4-2 or 3-5-2.
And on. Would you revamp everything for Lukaku? Steve's question on revamping everything, like with the two strikers, you got to play a different formation.
We can't because we don't have two strong. We only have two.
That's besides the point. But Andon, where do you sit? Would you take him at? They're paying a salary and wouldn't have to. What say you, man?
I mean, under the right financial condition, yes. Even if he plays as a lone striker, he can score the goals. We need a striker that can score. We can score set pieces, dead ball situation, crosses. We need that type of a striker, and he can score at least 15 goals in the league. At least 15. You have a guarantee with him about that. So under the right financial conditions, that will suit us, and will leave us a lot more money to fix the other parts of the team. Yeah, why not? He still has like 3 more good years to play. And next season, we're going to get that young striker when Giroud is retiring or leaving. So it's a win-win for everybody under the right conditions.
Andon is like me, guys. He's like straight down the middle. He's sitting out there in his couch. He's laying down. It'll actually be straight down, like, the middle. Maybe yes. But in the end, guys, let me close off on this. And I want to get your guys' opinions, especially from Milanistas and non-Milanistas like you, Steven. I'm not going to change my attitude where I've said on the last podcast that result is all that matters. Have I seen a difference in Milan management with signing these players? Yes. If Reindeers comes tomorrow, even better. On paper, does it look we're better? Yes. I don't care about what's on paper. I care about results. Mm-hmm. So, I might be wrong. I might be at the winter transfer market. It's like, I was completely wrong. But you want to talk about Pulisic. You want to talk about Captain America. You want to talk about Lofton Cheeks. You want to talk about Reindeers. You want to talk about these guys. Results is all that matters. And I'm sorry to say, guys, Juve, oh my God, they're not playing Conference League.
They would have lost Aston Villa.
What a punishment. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm afraid of Juve. I'm afraid of Juve winning the Scudetto again because they're not playing fucking 3 times a week. And for them to put Baby aside, Bonucci, get on the side, that shows me Juve ain't fucking around.
Vinny,
Baby, let's do one final
Vinny,
round.
If I could interrupt you with the Juve thing, and then I'm gonna go on to my Milan. Bonucci cost us the Italian game for stupid fucking mistakes.
40 million.
This guy is not good enough. This guy is not good enough to play in Juve, but yet the Italian team fucking calls him up when you have all kinds of other defensemen to play. Number one, number two. This guy's probably going to go to Saudi Arabia because everyone over 35 automatically goes to Saudi Arabia. They only
He's capable of staying home and getting paid. He's capable of doing that.
He's capable. Zakaria is no longer in their plans. McKinney is no longer in their plans. Bonucci is no longer in their plans. They're cutting the fat. They're doing what they should be doing. Juve has no goaltender. It's a good sign. Yeah. Juve has no goaltender. I'm not scared of Chesney and the other fucking guys. They have no structure. They're revamping. They got the guy from Napoli to kind of rebuild the team. I am not scared of that team. That team might be dangerous in about 2-3 years from now if he does the same project from Napoli. But right now, I'm not scared of that. What I'm scared is Milan have to find where Pulisic is going to play because Pulisic is a natural left winger. We have problems on the right and in the middle. Where are we going to put this guy? That's what I'm thinking. We have to get a bench. We need to get players more so we can have replacements when injuries happen. We have a lot of injury-prone players. We have Giroud that's old. We no longer have Rebic, Makers, and Junior Messias on our lineup. We do still have them, but they're no longer in our plans. So we're basically playing with a team that has half morality playing because imagine being on a team that they want you to leave. Coming off the bench to replace a Leao, Rebic. Coming off the bench to play striker, Origi. Coming off the bench, Makers. You think you're going to have that passion to play and win games? I don't think so. So the thing I'm caring about is signing players in the holes that we need to plug in right now and be satisfied with it. That's the only thing I'm caring about. Who I'm scared of is Inter because Inter is just up and down everywhere.
Look at Lab Gorilla, Tony, Shane. You don't want to. They don't want to join the group therapy session. They want to be commenting. Hey guys, you want to talk shit to me? Come on the fucking podcast. But you guys,
What,
you
what
guys
did
are
they
the
say?
best.
What,
I
what,
love
what
you
did they
guys.
say? What did they say? I don't see what they're saying.
You know, if it's you've been drinking white and black soda, or did you borrow Fabio's Juve shirt? Tony says,
Oh.
agree. Well, that's fucked up. My Patreon question. And wait, Shane is drunk. He's Irish in Kenya, guys. What else is he gonna do than get
God.
drunk? But
You're gonna
You know
get
what?
canceled, Vinny.
I'm gonna get canceled. But I will say one thing, honestly, on the Patreon group chat. I have to say one thing. I want to be serious for a moment.
Yeah.
It's the only time that people have disagreed and still been friends. And guys, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Would it be, you know, everybody discussing the stuff that's going on with Milan? Steve, you as an outsider, you've seen it.
Krunic is still on the team. Imagine that.
King Krunic. But you know what?
Steve,
I
is
appreciate
Steve- is-
no,
is
but
Steve-
guys, in this
is
day and
Steve
age,
a-
in this day and age, honestly, guys, in this day and age where
is he in the
people
group
can have a discussion, and argue their thoughts
Yeah.
and be on the other side of their thinking and still be able to, yeah, let's just talk. I fucking love it, guys. I really, really do.
Absolutely.
We
And
need
you know,
help-
for a
we
guy
need
like
help
Steve,
back
you
on the
seeing
thing.
from the outside, and we're gonna do one final round. Steve, how you felt on the Milan Weekly Podcast Patreon WhatsApp group as a Lazialista, Newcastle fan? What do you got? Like 7 different type of teams there, but how's it been for you?
I love it. I love talking calcio. And look, when we play you guys, I get to know even the intricate details. You know, I do a lot of reading on as many clubs as I can, but you guys pick up on things that I don't, about whether that's intricate details about a player's life or a rumor or whatever. I like it. So I know what I'm coming up against. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. I just love talking calcio and football in general, bro. It's a great community. It's a really, really good community. And if you guys are gonna keep doing your thing, it's gonna be a top YouTube
$3 a month gets you the shenanigans of the WhatsApp group. Then you get Gio, non-gelled hair Gio. Look guys, look at that hair. He's just
Look at
coming
that
out of the
kit.
shower.
Look
Huh?
at that.
That kid. Gio always
Oh
has
my
the kids,
days.
man. This is
Vinny,
like-
Vinny, I'm cutting my hair on Wednesday because I will be in Hawaii on Thursday. Okay.
Hawaii.
I
Okay,
Ooh.
look at David. He's talking about CDK. Il PSV insiste per decadalare per Okay, guys, I'm gonna say this. I'm
We
gonna
didn't-
say this
we
on
didn't
this
talk about
podcast.
CDK.
What a
CDK
player.
ain't going anywhere. You know what? CDK.
I don't-
You know.
I don't
Let's
want him to
finish.
go.
Let's finish off with this one. Gio, CDK. Yes or no? Does he leave?
Vinny, I just want to say something before we go off and stuff like that. Vinny, I'm cool whatever happens, but I need to see him on the pitch. I'm not gonna get too hyped. I like how the management is doing. They're paying their price, which is cool. But the only problem I have with Maldini, these guys, the guys before that, is why the hell can't we sell any of our Primavera players? If Brescianini was wanted by 5 fucking relegation clubs, I'm sorry for my language, and you give him for free with a future. Okay, what if he tears both ACLs next year? So we're just giving players out for free now. Gabia, a lot of teams want him, but loan. This other player, loan. Bro, like, come on, bro. I'm tired of effing loans. How can Inter get a guy named whatever? This guy is worth $8 million, and he's only been kicking balls in the Primavera. Like, what the hell is going on, guys?
It's called PR. It's good PR, Gio.
It's from the Berlusconi era to this era to Maldini to these guys. Come on, stop loaning. No, I need $2 to $5 million. Okay, I'm tired of fucking loans, bro. Like, no. If you guys want our talent, if only one club wants our Primaveras, okay, that's fine. Then you can loan them. But when there's 5 teams and you can't get $5 million for them, when Malamatati been playing as a 23 years old in the Primavera, then we have a straight problem. But CDK, he's gone. He wants to fight first place, but they don't want him. They know that if CDK bangs this year, Vinny, they don't want that as their rep because they're gonna know like, damn, Maldini really did see. It just took him 1 year to settle. They want to get rid of this guy because they don't want us. They don't want to have something like that. Like, damn, Maldini really believed in this
I'm
guy.
gonna go.
He has
I'm
the
gonna go
most
with Stevie P. Like, I think letting go of CDK will be a mistake. I'm not going by this year's performances. Obviously, Alex, is it a mistake to let CDK go? What say you?
Yeah, I'd like to see more of CDK, especially in this kind of new team that's building, a little bit younger, a little bit fresher, a lot more to prove. I think that he might be able to slot in a bit more inconspicuous on his second season there. Not everyone like turned down, and it being so critical for him to be a $35 million man. The one thing I could see though is that like we're struggling to sell Alatorre and Rebic and Origi. So if we want to fund anymore, we might have to sell CDK because those guys don't seem to be moving. And my hot take before we wrap up and we go, I think Origi stays. And I think he has a half decent season. I would say he puts in 5 or more goals a season for us and actually is a little bit of an
What have
impact
you
player.
been
I think he
drinking?
wakes up a bit.
Have you been smoking the good stuff? Origi
Not
is
yet,
he's
no.
gonna have a good
Or
season.
crack.
Alex likes the mushrooms. He likes to eat the mushrooms and smoke a couple of puffs because he just said Origi will have a season. You know, dude, Alex. Honestly, I wish
Whoa,
you're right.
whoa. Hold on, Vinny. You're slamming people for saying that they're negative, and then
I'm
you
not
mean
slamming.
about
I'm not
Origi?
slamming.
Not slamming.
I just said he's on
The
drugs. It's
most
different.
polite Canadian slamming I've ever heard, man.
You know what? Let's go with Andon. Andon is always the cool, calm, and collected guy. Do you agree with Alex? Are you the positive? Because Alex is more positive than me. Steve, he's on the outside. He doesn't know. He's a lazialista. And what say you, man?
Yeah. First of all, for CDK, if we change the 4-3-3 formation, I don't see a place for him in that team. And I waited and waited for him to show something, at least some small glimpses. He didn't show anything. So I'm 100% sure he's gonna be a great player, but he's gonna be a great player as well. Just Milan is not for him. And about Origi, I'm not against Origi staying, but not as a striker. Him to stay as Leao backup because he played a couple of games wing, and he showed some good games. Only in that situation, but not if it means Origi staying and we're not getting a new striker, then no. But if he stays as a Leao backup, I don't mind.
I hear what you're saying, but I would have a problem paying somebody $4 million a year as a backup to Leao. Guys, it is what it is. We have games is it this week? No, next week.
Vinny.
Next week. Yes.
Vinny, my take on CDK. I'm half on this. The reason why I would sell him, I would love to keep him. The reason why it will be good to sell him now is because his value is good. Okay, now if he has a bad season again, we're not gonna get anything.
You're right.
That's the only thing. Because if he does flourish, we're winning because we have a player now. We can sell him high and he's flourishing for the team. If he doesn't, forget about getting anywhere close to 30 million. If we even could get him out on loan with an obligation to buy for 20, we're even lucky on that. That's the only thing I see with CDK. I would love to have CDK on the team and be amazing. Origi has MS written all over him, yeah, and Saudi Arabia. But yeah, like I said, you know what? If we do end up getting all these players out, Origi, Rebic, Salzmakers, Messias, Krunic, and we could get money and get players to replace them, sure, no problem. But if we don't end up selling any of these players and maybe replenishing some, it really has to wait and see.
Right now, as Milan has moved so far, so good. Again, results all accounts. To lots at least, Steve. From what your team has done, Lotito is fucking you guys all up because I'm not sure you're going to be replacing Milinkovic, Savic, and company, but it is what it is.
God knows how we're going to replace Immobile, by the way. God knows how we're going to.
For you, Immobile is gone?
No.
Really? No. I'm worried about. I'm worried about next season. He might have a horrible season. Last year, he obviously got the huge injury where he got hit by a fucking train. in Roma when he's driving his car.
I shouldn't be laughing at that.
And he still got 12 goals though throughout the year. But the problem is that this year I did some research the other day. You know how many goals, assists, and games Alberto, Milinkovic-Savic, and Ciro Immobile combined together? That's only 3 guys outside of Pedro and Felipe Anderson that have actually produced for us. Like, that's scary. Huh?
How many goals? You said you researched.
It was. Hold up. Let me find it. It's in my iPhone.
Hold on. You said you made researches.
Yes. Okay. So combined, 306 goals, 175 assists, and 481 games. Those 3 guys. 306.
And Lotito said no to $140 million offer from Milan. Lotito is a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. If Milan really offered that, he's a fucking idiot and he's a fucking loser. Because if I was Lotito, 140 million for my...
You have to take that. That was in his 3rd season when we bought it from Genk.
What is he going to get for him now? 40 million. Way to go, Lotito. Way to go.
God knows how you replace him.
I wish Berlusconi was still our president. God rest his soul. That we would compete. Like, who's the most crazy out of all these presidents? Lotito or Berlusconi
or De Laurentiis?
No, De Laurentiis is on he's on his own.
He's the Lukaku. He is the WWE character of Calcio. Him and
Guys,
Lukaku.
We got Davey, we got Steve, we got Alex and Andon. Tuesday, Milan Coast to Coast. We'll have a special. We're gonna be interviewing some guys from Milan Club New York about the Mercato. Let's see what happens. I hope you all enjoy your Sundays, whether it be from Montreal, New York. Alex, you're in Toronto, right? Oh, Alex is frozen. And on the Macedonia.
I'm in Windsor. Forget about Toronto. It's not the center of the world. I'm in Windsor.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I like it. Okay, so from all 3 corners of the world, not all 4 corners of the world, we shall speak to each other soon. And to anybody interested, $3 a month gets you into the shenanigans of the Milan Weekly Podcast WhatsApp group.
$5 Canadian.
We're
well
crazy. We're crazy. Ovunque e sempre.
Forza Milan.
Forza Tunali.
Fuck Krunic.